If I were to only live off of my Etsy or online shop income right now, I would die. So initially I started off my online shop because of Succubushes, an online comic that I posted on Instagram, and eventually I started creating more products for that shop over the course of maybe the past 4 years or so. But nowadays in 2024, I really only get about like less than 5 sales a week. And I'm here to tell you so that maybe you don't make the same mistakes about why it failed. So let's just start off with why did I even make an Etsy shop? When I was still working in the animation industry, a lot of my coworkers and friends were always super supportive actually about me pursuing my own thing, and some of them suggested that I should do merch or sell products, which at that time I thought was cool. Now that I had a fan base for my online comic series, I was like, why not just make some t-shirts, mugs, stickers, and pins? So what were some things that worked about my Etsy shop, you might wonder, because it had to be successful to some degree for me to have even kept it up for some time. First, I think that the circumstances at that time were a lot better than they are now. I first started my Etsy shop back in 2018 to 2019 when honestly the economy was a little better than it is now, and it was before the pandemic. At that time, I feel like people were more willing to spend on things, and Instagram was also at its peak before Reels, TikTok, and the algorithm started becoming really annoying. And a lot of my posts and comics were performing really well, receiving a lot of high engagement, which made it a lot easier to get sales. On top of that, the main character or mascot of my comics was a little demon girl, and I feel like that type of character was kind of also trending at that time, and my color scheme was like black, white, and some sort of millennial pink color, which also was trending at that time. So what did I use to create the products on my Etsy shop? So first, I frequently used print-on-demand companies to just have products that I can print my art on, but basically there would be a company that would handle the packing and shipping for me, so I really didn't have to do anything other than upload the art and post it on my shop. I would also work with manufacturers from other countries or in the States to produce stickers and pins. I also used local printing companies near me to print out zines and prints, but there's also this one company that I probably should have known better to use back then as well, and that's why I'd like to thank Bookbolt for sponsoring today's video. So if you've ever thought about making your own sketchbook, journal, planner, or some sort of book, Bookbolt, which is a low-content book publishing software, might be something you're interested in implementing into your small business. You could also just basically become a published author on Amazon without any upfront costs. Bookbolt already provides creative designs and analytics that could be resourceful to you, and they've already allowed thousands of self-published authors to publish to sell millions of books on Amazon. So Bookbolt also provides training for you where you can learn how to put together a notebook, a journal, or a planner on Amazon, and you can also be able to make money off of it as a side income or a full-time income. So if you already have your art ready to go, you can just upload it and create these books in less than 10 minutes. And you can do this from anywhere around the world just with your laptop. So the only thing that you really need to do is to research what type of design you want to do, create the book itself, and then upload it. And Amazon would take care of the rest where they just print and ship your book for you. Bookbolt will also be able to provide help and assistance for you to creating your books to sell, and there will be no money paid to Amazon from you up front. All you need is an Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing account, which is free, and a Bookbolt membership, which only costs the cost of a cup of coffee per month. So other creators online make upwards of even $5,000 per month, and I'm happy to offer that new customers get a free trial plus 20% off the month fee thereafter, which you can find in the link down below. You can also use this promo code when you sign up. Anyway, thank you to Bookbolt for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to it. So when did my Etsy shop begin declining? One of the first and most obvious things was probably the pandemic, and that was around 2020, but it's not like it immediately failed then. I was still receiving sales at that time, but it was just on a slower rate. On top of that era of my life, I was just getting a lot busier with other projects. I landed a book deal for MEESH the Bad Demon at Penguin Random House. I was working as as a storyboard artist on some other Netflix projects, and also keeping up with my Instagram and also YouTube. So because of all of these things, I was not updating my shop as much as I used to. I also didn't get to promote it as frequently because now that I have so many other things going on, I'm promoting all of those things as well. So it's not like I can be like, hey guys, check out my Patreon, Etsy, YouTube, book that I published, project that came out on Netflix all at once. When you promote things as a creator, you kind of have to be strategic about, today I'm gonna promote this thing, give my viewers some space, then promote this thing a few days later. So it's not like I could always promote my Etsy shop every single day when I also had other things to promote on top of that. So when it completely failed, there was no like exact line or boundary as to this is the date that my Etsy shop died. It's just kind of been a very slow dying process. In the beginning of my Etsy shop, I was making probably like tens to sometimes hundreds of sales per week, which was really exciting as a young, early 20-something-year-old. And then it became like, you know, just 50 a week, then 20 a week, and then now we're like literally less than 5 a week. So honestly, right now, my Etsy shop is more of a tipping jar than an actual place that I would expect to receive a solid amount of income from. But what I would say is the real failure is my interest to sell physical goods wasn't really there. But yeah, another reason is that I just realized that making a living off of selling individual products, but depending on the quantity of those individual products being sold, was not really the way that I personally enjoyed making a living. I know that when I publish books, it's like I am technically selling a product and I am depending on people to purchase it for its success, but at the same time, I just mainly create the book, promote as much of it as I can, and show up for public appearances. But when it comes to the actual stocking, printing, selling it itself, that's not really my responsibility and more so of the publisher. Any promotion I do on my end just helps it a bit more. Another thing is that most of the products I sold were more so of a supplement to something else I already created. So I would make stickers, pins, based off of the characters that I draw in my comics. And it's not like when an average user goes shopping online or Etsy, they would search up my type of product specifically. In order for someone to be interested in the type of stuff I sold, they either had to be interested in my work already, or just liked my art style, or just wanted to read the stories that I shared. So basically, my products aren't things that would universally reach to any customers online. And I also wasn't in a position where I just wanted to start making products for a general audience. So currently my Etsy shop is still up and still running. I'm just not really kind of putting more effort into it unless if there's a reason for me to, or maybe tomorrow if I wake up my mind changes. But I also learned that I personally don't prefer making money off of my audience directly. So yeah, I know that might be confusing because you're like, hey, well, we're still purchasing your book, things like the group trip or my Patreon. These things more so serve the supplementary type of income, whereas my main bread and butter is kind of more so from publishing books, posting videos on YouTube, and any sponsorship collaborations, which is mostly from other companies paying me individual lump sums of money that for me, I find it a little bit more sustainable to receive just like a big bag of cash, here, do the thing, and then we just move on with life, instead of just depending on individual sales to collectively create my income. So this is when I have a lot of respect for a lot of small business owners who just make a living off of their shop. But ultimately, I think what this all kind of came down to as to why my Etsy shop failed is because you just can't do everything as an artist. Just because you know how to draw and make great pieces of art or graphics doesn't always mean that your art is meant to be on a t-shirt or product. I feel like these are the things that a lot of people who enjoy looking at your work may say to you and be like, you should totally make a t-shirt out of this. You should totally make a notebook out of this, which is great to receive that support. But there comes a time in life where you need to learn to filter out what people say to you that will actually be helpful to your art career journey versus what is just stuff that's like nice to keep in the back of your brain, but you don't don't necessarily need to act upon it now. I think learning to know what your strengths are as an artist and what you enjoy doing is also going to be important for me. I love telling stories. I love sharing my knowledge with you all, which is why I feel like continuing to do comics and videos that share my personal life experience through either fictional stories or actual educational matter is more in alignment with my brand as an artist. So another thing that I just really don't like about having an online shop, I guess, is just having a lot of inventory of the product in case your stuff doesn't sell. So I am now hosting a sale of up to 60% off of my stuff on my Etsy. So if you would like to be a part of the decluttering gang, please check out the link down below to shop my failures. Anyway, that's a joke. I don't really think what I did is necessarily failing, but it's more so kind of just letting you guys know that not everything is perfect and is gonna work out in every artist's life. And this video is to just educate you all on what did and didn't work for me about running a small business, because nowadays you might notice a lot of artists run successful small businesses. That is also to inform you that, you know, there are also other ways of creating a living as a creator online without needing an online shop. But if you want to see another video about things I've kind of learned thus far as an artist, check out this video about things I'm unlearning from art school so that I can continue to succeed as a small business. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.